Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After that very, very short break, we're going to be here for the DAC 2017 CIS Qualifiers Game 2. It's friends facing off against Comanche. I'm Lyrical, going to be joined as well by Trent. And I got to say, looking forward to this one quite heartedly. Trent, we saw Comanche come back after what was a bit of a blundering start in game number 1 and then just hold high ground, dominate, and then looking to maybe do the same type of thing again here. What do you think?
Yeah, Darkseer, good hero. We'll be getting that little best friend buddy too, the Slider, who should help out the early game a little bit more as well. Definitely apply a bit more pressure with this sort of a Darkseer combination. And I guess maybe if the Pudge had have actually spent some more time with the Darkseer, we could have seen the same thing. But plenty of bullying, at least available if they see an opportunity in lane for it. It does mean there won't be any sort of weird lane shenanigans or anything like that, as the Pudge was removed straight away by friends, as they certainly saw an impact from those hooks. Notable that Rubik's also still there. If Comanche don't want to take it now, it will likely mean friends will be getting it. That will be the dire side one, so it will be allowing those shenanigans to be available for them.
Weaver.
Oh, gonna go for the Weaver instead.
That makes Rubik pretty damn tempting.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like they're almost trying to bait him into it or something. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Well, one thing that if they did do the Rubik and they want to try and abuse of some of those things, it would mean that there wouldn't be anyone up top to help out anyone who you send up there. And Juggernaut, although he can survive against Darkseer, I don't think you really want to leave him alone. You'd rather have the healing ward to help out up against the Iron Shell spam, as well as the impact of a support to be there, maybe for some slows or some stuns. And in this case, they go for a Dazzle, who, although better against any sort of dual lane pressure that could come out compared to someone like Disruptor or Oracle, still as a simple duo, not too much to contest with if you're Darkseer and Slider.
Yeah, that's a good point there, and it's a lot of minus armor. My goodness, on the side of Comanche. I'm trying to think as well as, like, the game. You already have this great combination of Darkseer and Slardar. Do you think that you need to commit towards a more mid-oriented hero that also has team fight? I guess with Rubik, you kind of don't need to. They already have so much, and the fact that they get Rubik in the 4th pick, I feel like, I don't know, this is nuts to me. I'm not sure exactly what the meta game is that's going on between these two.
Yeah, just a very strong looking draft so far from Comanche. The bans maybe hurting them a bit on friends, like having to take out the Terrorblade, having to take out the Pudge. Although now we do get into an Ember, so they're looking okay themselves in terms of like very powerful heroes of the patch coming on in. It's relatively even across the board here as we start to look towards the offlaner for friends, as well as what is likely to be the mid for Comanche. And the Invoker is still in the pool. Would kind of help out with the Darkseer, could combo up decently with back with a couple different spells. And they'll remove the potential of an offlane Abaddon, which also be good for friends to remove the Corrosive Haze.
I feel like it's almost a little bit scary to take. Well, they ban out the Invoker, but I was going to say with the Juggernaut potential to go mid. But the friends are now going to take a book out of Comanche's book, and they're going to take the Centaur Warrunner. So another strong offlaner to deal and contend with the initiation they have with Slardar. We'll have to see how this works for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have anyone to help him in terms of pulls, unless they, well, I guess they could do Earth Spirit pulls in the offlane, actually, which is definitely a possibility to make sure on that dire side that Centaur has an okay start, because up against Weaver, it'll be similar to like the mid last game where there was a lot of pelting happening to the Centaur Warrunner before he levels up in return and before he can really threaten with Hoof and Double Edge. So his early game going to be very important for friends to try and secure that. And Comanche already having their safe lane stuff decided. They just, I think they feel comfortable enough that they can help zone him out with the Weaver, the Slardar, maybe making some rotations down there as well. Could have that play where he'll go top, get an Iron Shell, TP bottom, and then have a lift set up from Rubik into a kill on Centaur. Probably expect that to happen, but mid. We'll see what they want to pull out for Mr. ILTW. He's looking impressive, these qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe the standout player for this team. We've seen Mish also have those moments as well, but they're going to go back for the OD. A very strong hero, and we saw this earlier on in the matchup that we didn't actually really finish. But OD had a great time against Ember. Do you like this matchup?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting this last game, actually. I was about to bring up OD before they had picked that Centaur to head mid for ILTW previously. So this will be a little bit interesting. I like it with the Darkseer. I think these two heroes work very well together. But I also love it with Pudge, which is what I was kind of hoping last game. So you just get like the infinite Pudge hooks going, thanks to the aura helping him out. So Darkseer probably going to be the one who benefits the most from the mana aura. Rubik too. but Darkseer often runs into a couple troubles from so much you have to spend on the mech, as well as all his spells costing a bit, spamming as many iron shells as he can. But we discussed the idea of the group up and just getting to those levels, grouping up as 5, and working through the map with your friend Mr. OD, and they have a great lineup for that right now.
All right, well, here we go, getting into game number 2. Can they do it, friends? Facing off against Comanche. And, you know, the thing that I'm thinking about right now that I want to see across this map, I want to see some jungle invasion. We haven't seen enough of that. It needs to happen. Some battles, level 1 engagements. I want bloodshed, Trent. I want it now.
Well, you'll get early wards. I guess not too unusual. This ward actually a bit unusual. Doesn't scare the bounty room, but it does give you the block up here, and very unlikely to be dewarded early.
Yeah. Also, Bignum placing one of his own over on the high ground, the quintessential spot where we always end up seeing it. They're going to scout out Misha and Ark heading up to the top, and this is something that it feels like Comanche have just sort of gone to as their go-to play is sending their safe lane position 1 hero actually to the top lane and having Ocon down here in the bottom to try and pick up whatever vestiges of farm he can.
Nice job by Bignum. He spotted this ward. He pinged it right away because he saw the path that Chuvash took. Well, he saw the way Chuvash had actually... He had gone up here and then down here and planted this, and he saw him coming back, and so he knew he had placed that one. And then at the same time, when Chuvash was actually here, he spotted the Earth Spirit coming back this way, and then pinged right away into the mid, and so he caught that ward there. So some pretty quick actions on the D wards in this one. Again, very unlikely to find this safe lane. Small camp one, though.
Yeah.
The battle
begins. And it looks like they are going to go in, contest this rune. Mid gets his own, and ends up with a 2-for-2 exchange there. Darkseer not wanting to test and give away first blood. How dangerous is this lane right here at the start for the Darkseer? Are they going to be able to find a kill if he steps too far out?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Only Iron Shell going to be available. He will certainly have to just be at least a little bit cautious until he's up to level 2, and maybe even until he actually sees No Fear rotate somewhere.
Well, there is No Fear. The double ion shell is down, and looks like he is still hanging out pretty far away from everybody else.
Just trying to find experience range for Khan, and so far so good.
Yeah.
Just a couple denies.
We've also seen Yoku in the past pick up this Ember Spirit and really play it to great effect. This looks like Khan going to come in, try and get the stack as well as the pull, and might actually be able to do it. I think this might be a bit of a mistake by No Fear here. Can he interrupt the pull? He is going to. So that won't end up happening.
Yeah, difficult play there for any Darkseer in this situation. Although still inexperienced range at the very least.
Yeah. And that's sort of doubly bad. I feel like maybe there, if you're Hakon, you take it out to the left instead and start stacking up the camp so you can ion shell it later. But obviously hadn't seen the Earth Spirit at that point, so no way to know that No Fear was there.
Yeah, and now the rotation will come from No Fear, though. A little bit of double pressure in the mid lane. Josh not going to find No Fear. Pass each other by. And now there's a roll potential here.
Oh, trying to go. They get the slow. Yoku gets the chains as well. And imprisonment, it is not going to be enough. Heal Bomb comes in. Bignum picks it up. And now Chuvash trying to turn on to Yoku, but he still has that Flame Guard. He did not want to walk at that guy.
Yeah. And Yoku will survive, so... He gets the assist on it. Not able to grab the gold for himself as that was snagged by... Oh, nice crush by Chuvash there to steal that illusion rune. Shouldn't matter for No Fear, though. Would love to force out a shrine. I won't get that either.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, this has all made a lot of space for Hakon here. You got the pull off. The creeps are going to be able to finish off the stack at the very least. And well, he's going to keep on getting himself some much-needed farm. He's been kind of shut out of last hits through this early stages.
A soldier's fortune.
Yeah, really important he gets up into level 5. That third point in the Iron Shell. And to pump some serious damage into Aloha Dance, who, to his benefit, is also going to be a little bit lower on experience thanks to supports being there right off the start. So it gets a slight edge to him. Yeah, double Iron Shell, just not even a Jug really wants to handle this. But he still has a salve to burn, so we'll guarantee himself some last hits.
Yeah, plus that shrine. Had they end up having to burn that earlier, this lane maybe looks a little bit worse as it goes on.
Yeah, he actually missed all the last hits under that tower, too.
Ooh.
It can be very difficult when you're trying to manage, like you're coming at that last second, so you have to manage both your movement speed and the timing on the right clicks.
Right.
So F.R.I.E.N.D.S is hitting some issues, but can get the full pull behind. There we go this time. He's getting the double hits going.
Yeah, he ended up having to go for those boots first, obviously, trying to get away from any creeps that would chase him under tower and such. So no Quelling Blade makes that a tough sell for him. But still no great action going on as of yet. It feels like, though, getting a bit more out of the lanes right now. Comanche having a good time.
Yeah, we'll see how Afterlife is handling top. So far, not very well in the last hits department, but Bignum's up here now. He can help out any dives that come
Bugs
through.
on him. They got the heals. Do they have the grave? They do, but gonna pull him away is going to put Bignum a little bit of risk here. And does not get the grave off.
The turn.
Wow.
Oops.
Oh, God. Oh, and Chuvash isn't going to be able to steal this bounty room, but can punch No Fear a few more times in the head. Yeah, like you were saying, just that turn rate. Not going to end up making a play. And Bignum is here. They could think about taking this fight. He gets the crush onto both. All right. Misha also here. He's going to force the roll away and uses a boulder for good measure.
Oh. Whew. Okay, friends. Wake up, boys. Time to... they got to get in gear here. At the very least, F.R.I.E.N.D.S is starting to pick up on the last hits. 12 denies. Showing those iron shells who's boss. And his rotation at level 6 will be a great way to start for them, I could see. You know, maybe a dive comes in from Arc, could pop up top. Arc, having a lot of support up here, is a little bit lower on the experience compared to the Jug. So F.R.I.E.N.D.S will find himself a moment here where he could have a play up top. In fact, he'll grab the TP now, perhaps in the hope that they'll once again take a try at his Centaur, and this time the Grave could potentially be pressed.
Yeah, the problem... exactly, yeah. Hopefully they'll actually get that going this time. The problem I'm seeing is that these creeps are actually not dying quickly enough, so he has to wait until these are going to get all the way to his tower before he can do it. And at that point, with the lane fully pushed out, they should realize pretty quickly if Jug doesn't show up. So, yeah, the Darkseer making a lot of stuff happen for his team just by virtue of being there and throwing out those ion shells. Rolling in.
Yep.
They used it aggressively. Stun ends up connecting on ILTW. He does not have any help as of yet and is going to get ran down. They couldn't get the lift back and away.
You have been schooled.
Oh, another pick onto our OD. Who's certainly looking to snowball. He's that Midas queued up, perhaps wishfully.
23 gold is not going to get you a Midas that quickly.
Well, he could be in mid for a while. I'm thinking. I don't think he's going to be making too many plays around the map.
Yeah. And it's interesting, though, because he's really not that far behind CS of the Ember. It's just those couple of rotations and finding 2 kills on him can make a pretty big difference. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But,
About 800 gold.
yeah. The fact that Yoku's been a part of those kills as well really does just add that extra layer of difficulty. And with level 6 now and a haste turn on Ember, like, ILTW really can't stay here that safely.
Yeah, he needs, if he's ever going to be using that Astra like that, he needs Misha to be here, or there could just be some roll coming through. In terms of the Radiant Vision, they were able to scout out a little bit of the Earth Spirit's movements, but now he'll disappear.
Yeah.
But ILTW, he knows he's at least up in this half for now, or at least most likely. And so he's okay with hitting the jungle for a little bit and maybe getting a bit vulnerable.
Yeah. Stacking up this camp as well. He actually does not get the stacker. I guess he didn't go for it at all. But we'll end up being able to take down this creep here in just a second. Head back over towards mid, clear out the camp, and do it all again. This top lane. Still the Weaver getting a lot. And Arc's going to be having a pretty good game here. Does look like he's going back for, I guess, just finishing off the treads.
No fear. He's been off the map for a while now, and he keeps staying just outside this curve, so playing around the fact there might be a ward over here quite perfectly.
Yeah. And Afterlife still needs to be careful about being Dove himself. Weaver, granted, not incredibly strong, but if you manage to tie together a whole combination with like a Slardar Crush and some amp damage eventually, it's some killing potential. The Chuvash still only level 4.
The ruin of haste.
They have the 1 point in the silence too, so 2.5 seconds, decent. Definitely one of the more value
What have we here?
level
Dire's
1
middle
skills
tower
here
is
for
under
No Fear.
attack.
Looks like Eric will still be playing safe enough. He shouldn't run any trouble. Has the early ring of health to help him sustain in
Radiant's
lane.
bottom tower is
Going
under
into his
attack.
Lincolns later on.
Dire's middle tower is under
Or,
attack.
well, actually, potentially not this game.
To have this.
Not really any value in the Lincolns. It might even just be getting a hood. I don't know, we'll have to see.
Be a little bit of a weird one, but I mean, honestly, even just keeping the ring of health there to get through the laning stage could be somewhat value. Although it'd be weird if it didn't pick it up into anything else, definitely. We'll have to see how he goes. Yeah, there is like no value for it, is there?
Nope.
Big Num trying to get this pull off, or at least get the camp stacked up. That's maybe going to help out Comanche a little bit more than it would F.R.I.E.N.D.S, actually. But a very passive game. Do you feel like this favors one side over the other, or a team that is more comfortable with, you know, just the status quo?
I would say Comanche just because they have the OD, but the thing that's going to happen is the Ember's going to come online first. So when his Veil's up, that's when it's going to be the most terrifying for the Radiant, I would say. But once again, the benefits of Darkseer showing the fact he's been pushing this wave, and now Jug is just gone. Nowhere to be seen, so likely rotating top. They'll have to play it a bit cautious, but this is the smoke play with the Omni Slash, and
Deceptive
rather unlikely to
rune of
succeed. They do have the
invisibility.
Stampede, though, to try and help this along.
There-
Silence could be very key here.
You
from
can
No
see
Fear.
they're using the skin in the mid lane because that's where they expect the rotation to be. But maybe they take down Misha. Misha's going to back out into the trees as well. Arc playing it safe, and they use the Omni Slash. Catches on the ILTW, who rotated bottom. Now also going to be able to find Misha. Oh, wow. That was a really questionable movement, but wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, again, the vision a little bit weak there for Comanche.
Dire's bottom tower
Not
is
exactly
under
sure what was
attack.
happening through this area. Currently, their only ward that's up is
Radiant
down bottom.
structures are fortified.
And with this great
Radiant's
observer
top
placed
tower
down as
is
they were
under
doing that
attack.
gank, despite being revealed in the smoke,
Dire's
they
bottom
could see
tower
the
is
Radiant,
under
and the Radiant cannot see them. And so, No Fear was just nicely in range there, but yeah, ILTW going down quick to an Omni means another death for him. He's further slowed down here, and still a ways away from that Midas he's been eyeing.
Should just teach him. Just don't go to a lane. Just stay in your jungle, buddy. It's time to hang out. And think about your life choices. We'll get back to you later. You end up having that up and online. Still does feel like it's a hero that you get that Midas up and start getting a couple other attack speed items that can completely demolish the lineup of friends. There's only the couple of those in heroes there that are heroes with high in, I should say, who can really survive a Sanity's Eclipse.
Well, as well through all this passiveness, Comanche has done pretty well for himself. Considering he's 0-0-1 on support Slardar, it's an impressive amount of gold here. And as Hakan just keeps pushing and pushing that bottom lane, providing information to them, has done a ton of damage to this tower, considering a single hero hasn't hit it. And he just continues to abuse these two camps, push the lane, find out what the hell's going on, and he's even got the helm once again this game. He's going to scout out, and he'll be doing the same build right into the arcane boots.
Dire's top tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
I was a little bit questioning of it last game, but it ended up working out great.
Fortified.
Definitely. And, you know, with the lane being pushed in there, they have to keep the heroes here while top lane is being pressured in as well. So in spite of the kill score going into the favor of Friends, we're going to maybe see the tower score go back into the direction of Comanche. It could be a interesting mid-game, as the Midas has done for OD also. Aloha Dance?
Aloha Dance.
Yeah, no way he gets it.
Yeah, he TV's home though, so now they just want to pressure this tower and take it down immediately.
Yeah.
No
And-
Jug here means Ember rotation will be required. And with his Veil, he definitely wants to. But currently he's showing mid.
Yeah. Does have that TP scroll, but he's scary to make it happen. Hakan actually did come in towards mid there, throwing out a few ion shells as well. So consistently making sure that these lanes are as pressured as they can be. And, well, this one should end up going down. No Fear's still here. Can they take this fight with Magnetize?
He's been
Radiant's
pinging. He
bottom
wanted a
tower is
defense,
under
but
attack.
he's not going to get it.
Dire's
It's just
top
going to
tower
fall.
is
So his
under
team
attack.
more happy with the trade, they decide.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Certainly a worthy one. This does help slow down the Darkseer. No longer just getting total free farm and this free lane to himself. And again, this is where he doesn't have the mechanism. He would have enough gold had he gone for it if he wanted to go that sort of a build, but instead he does this helm thing, which is slightly more greedy. Definitely, I would say, helps you jungle a little bit faster with the increased HP regen. Sitting just at like a solid 12.7 is pretty ridiculous. But if they bring the fight to them, they won't have the mech, and this did kind of lead to a little bit of a demise of them last game. That catapult's actually low ground right now.
Wow.
And didn't see them.
I can't believe that F.R.I.E.N.D.S didn't spot him either. The courier goes right overhead. They realize what's going on. Oh, man. And having that be the thing that reveals that smoke play deep in there and they don't find the courier kill. Really frustrating, I'm sure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, well. At least they're still able to wrap around. So F.R.I.E.N.D.S will be happy with this. Grab themselves a tower. And Chuvash showing in the top lane means there won't be any sort of a Slardar insurrection in the mid lane, but he's very close to his Blink Dagger. And this is where they should be able to fight a little bit earlier this game instead of Comanche in the previous one. Not have to rely on a big mistake from F.R.I.E.N.D.S.
You know, I gotta say, you know, first of all, No Fear, another one of those players that's very much as they gonna probably kill off Chuvash here. Oh, he's so close to his blink. Oh, he just needs a tiny bit more, only 60 gold, and well, he didn't lose that much at the very least. But it does feel like they're maybe missing this opportunity here, where it would have been a great time for, I feel like, F.R.I.E.N.D.S to fight at various stages.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, they are getting a lot of pressure just in the past little bit though, as they've now cleaned out all the tier 1s, can start eyeing themselves in towards tier 2. No Fear now even drawing down bottom. He wants this area, it seems. Trying to take over some of that jungle.
It's also worth mentioning for all you folks out there, this is Group B action that we're taking a look at, and so far it has been all 3-game sets that have come out of Group B, whereas Group A a little bit less interesting, all 2-0s and def losses. So this is definitely, if there's going to be a game that goes to Game 3, it'd probably be around here. And there's the blink. Vash. Ready to initiate if Aloha Dance steps too far afoot, and looking like it might just come. This is a great way to start the fight. Oh, God. Amp damage down there as well on top of him, and no chance at all.
Nice. Good chain there from Comanche just to ensure a single spin, and he would be off to freedom, unless the right clicks were enough to bring him down. So, well played there. And then an immediate smoke, too. And no vision. I guess one thing you know, if that gank pays off, perhaps you just think, okay, well, he obviously doesn't have vision of us, so let's just smoke and try and find something else. Going way up the other side, but look at this tower. So much damage. And they're just like, wait, why is no one up here for 3 range creeps? Something must be happening.
Yeah. Although, that being said, Yoku, does he have a remnant? He doesn't have a remnant out right now. Does throw one. Just going to continue the chase. Amp damage on top of him. They can't catch up. Yeah. Back in the mid lane. Unfortunately, ILTW, we were hyping this guy up. It's not been the best show in this game.
Well, he's an OD that...
wait, try. ILTW, he gets there. What? Misha is going to end up going down. Aloha Dance already used his honey and the spin, so he's going to end up dropping here, I believe. Drops the Sanity's Eclipse. Somehow they turn around. Bignum still not in range for that Grave. And Afterlife step up on the high ground. Triple kill for ILTW. Oh. Oh.
Did you say something?
I didn't say a damn thing. That is for sure.
I didn't think so. Well, that was definitely more so. I would say a lot of it, his allies making some big saves and a lot of work there to even get the cliff to happen there. Nice vacuum play.
Wow.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Just when you expect it to go wrong, it ends up going oh so right. Or I guess it depends on which way you're looking at it. But
and he still has a decent amount of stolen damage here, but it is an Ember.
Dire's middle
Yoku will be fine.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has
mid
fallen.
lane is where the real action happens, and they take down the tier 1 tower. And again, it's one of these situations where Friends, they look strong, they look really hard to deal with, and they're kind of just like a mixture of not making the correct moves and also just not making one move altogether as a team. Like Aloha Dance getting picked off down there at the bottom while the rest of his team was sort of showing up. It all feels a little bit disconnected.
Yeah, and that last play just a bit too close to the shrine in that case, where you're just like, oh, it's such a tempting pick. It's their mid. He's all alone. We can definitely blow him up fast enough, but damage not quite there in time. I guess was the Omni Slash held as well? Maybe it was just coming back from cooldown or something, but the OD
he
did
must
get
have.
like, yeah. So either he held it just thinking, okay, we get this kill for sure, and that really cost them, because then he like tried it on the high ground and was only able to bring down someone else. But either way, turned out very well for Comanche.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
mean,
pleased with the scenario.
he had already used his Astral, so you would assume that he would have had the OD or the Omni Slash available, but it might have still been on cooldown or something. If he did hold it, it was definitely a mistake, but I mean, it's so hard to tell in those instances.
Oh
too.
yeah, no, he definitely looked dead. I mean, you were like, yeah, he's dead. Like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's an OD all by himself. How's he gonna live here? But just barely eked his way up to the high ground. I mean, Nofia is gonna leave, so Yoku on his own now. Don't get much to Arc here, who, as noted, just gonna keep the ring of health as it is. Definitely could be value later on in terms of a hood if he wanted to grab him for himself. But that is a lot of investment, but there is plenty of magic damage as well coming from Centaur and Ember this game. So he can just kind of play it by ear. More importantly, he just wants to stack up into damage. And the Deso, not even too far away, but 800 gold left for him.
Yeah, it would be great to pick up. Oh my god, you can see the writing on the map there as well. Somebody's a little bit upset about the situation currently. Not sure who that is, but it's interesting sort of reading the mood of a team based off of their map pings and stuff. I feel like you can tell a lot about a team from that.
For sure. You can often see like who's making a lot of the calls too.
Yeah.
It's not always the captains as well.
So next couple of minutes here, I feel like Friends have suffered a pretty big setback. It's currently about 4,000 experience, almost 3,000 net worth. How do they
See the
continue to
Centaur
build
down
this?
here?
Oh my god.
Centaur on Centaur action.
He's actually going to have to sprint away. Wow.
Yeah. Not sure if there just could be some sort of a rotation in, like maybe they're smoked up or something.
What have we here?
And Derek's about to like blink on me and throw a wall and I just die, so kind of sucky for Afterlife, but not any real choice there. He'll also be going in towards that Aghanim Scepter.
So the thing about that that is interesting too is that he runs right now at 385. The Centaur moves at 425. So he would have been able to probably kill him by catching up and then stomping with the Ion Shell on him.
Yeah.
Like, that might have been a kill. Damn.
It's really nice use of the Helm Creep too, not just for the vacuum combinations, as we should be getting a couple more of those, by the way, as the Blink Dagger now comes up. Good time to smoke for the rating if they would like to. And Deso as well. Yeah, they definitely want to fight right now. No, they're very strong. So into the Roche Pit. Just head on in. Why not? What are they going to do about it? Double minus armor coming out. And it's stacked with the Deso on top.
They do reveal the Deso there by going in, but they haven't revealed this Blink Dagger from Akon, and there's no vision of it. They're going to roll in immediately, trying to take this fight. They get the Magnetize down onto 2. The Vacuum coming in, only connects onto 1. It's only No Fear, but he is going to drop, so no more Earth Spirit in the midst of this fight as they're going to throw down one more jump. Yoku, he thinks about diving back into this one after the Astral is done. The Crush comes out. He ends up going back in a little bit late. There is going to be a Grave on time, and Afterlife also in the midst of all of this. ILTW doing the damage, a double. The 4-staff up to the high ground. 4 dead. Just a beautifully executed team fight there by Comanche.
Yeah, and I love the way Hakan held the wall too. He just blinks. He only catches 1 as the Jug was spinning, and so he just stomps up at the Centaur instead of just dropping the wall and solo Earth Spirit. And able to use that later on in the fight, make things a bit easier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And perhaps not quite ready for that Blink Dagger.
This Helm build is really good. We've seen it obviously a lot in other tournaments and stuff, but seeing the Ion Shell usage of the creep there to cut the waves, and then also on top of that, like just the quick fingers, it's been pretty good to see this.
Yeah, the Centaur actually even changed sides a couple times during that fight. It was stolen over to the dire side by Jug and then stolen right back once again from Hakan. So he's been around. This guy's a seasoned veteran at this point. He's seen some shit.
Soldier's fortune.
Next it'll be Greaves up for Hakan, the master of said Centaur.
Yep. Oh, there's a creep wave dead and tower damage being dealt, and this is still the problem that you have if you're Comanche, is how do you deal with this Ember Spirit in the midst of these fights? It almost feels as if they're going to need some other, like, because Yoku shouldn't get caught in the big vacuum wall combinations, I would imagine. Is there anything else that, like, do they need to itemize to deal with them, or do you think it's enough just to have, like, Slardar to be able to blink crush on them?
Yeah, I think like the blink crush, if he even gets caught once, we still have the telekinesis too as well. So it's kind of a tough game to itemize in that sense, where you don't want to just go for the Lincoln Sphere because then it's only going to help you against telekinesis. Yoku probably just going to have to try and go the skill method and try not to die that way. I don't think they're in too much of a need to like go Scythe crazy or anything like that on Darkseer or the OD, but if he becomes a problem, the option will certainly be there for them.
Well, currently about 23 minutes into this one, and towers being taken around the map. Teams just trying to put themselves in a position to, I guess, maybe just... can you think about trying to close out the game pretty soon here for Comanche, or do you just keep going around the same way? Oh, a little unfortunate.
He doesn't know, though. Oh,
yeah, that's a good point.
The Centaur.
Yeah, the ping's come. Aloha Dance is going to back out. Although, the rest of the team is all in this area. You have Earth Spirit. They're walking up the hill. Might run into him. Oh, good Astral. Able to find it. Now the follow-up stomp is going to come. They connect onto No Fear, and they find that kill.
Comanche, they look so good right now. At the same time, I guess they are pushing a bit down bottom. And Yoku does have the Maelstrom, so he can pump out some pretty decent damage from the high ground. Again, it won't be the easiest to catch him out. There's no Blink Dagger up on this Rubik, so mostly on Chuvash. But if he can pick his right moment, just until he thinks Yoku will be vulnerable, could see something happen here. 2 more minutes of this Aegis, and ILTW feeling very aggressive up on the high ground with it, as well as Arc here too. Just survivable Weaver, and then, geez, these TPs are pretty late.
Yeah, this is going to end up being possibly a barracks if they're not careful. The stun connects onto ILTW. They pop the Shrine, the lift up immediately onto Afterlife, so the stun does not come onto Arc. Oh, wow. And then instead the follow-up stun is there onto Aloha Dance, trying to bring him down, back you into the crush. Good catch there with that Centaur Conqueror, and hell, they're going to end up getting the ulti down, but one last hit is going to connect onto Aloha Dance. That brings him down. Afterlife as well. So much damage. Triple kill for ILTW. They're buying back, but it might all be for naught, as ILTW is going to maybe bring down Aloha Dance. Another Grave comes out. Slow chase. The right clicks. There's going to be the Ultra. Oh, ILTW. What a monster.
Wow, that was kind of insane.
Look at the
Played
damage
super aggressive
still.
with the Aegis. They dive almost into the fountain. Yeah, there are tier 2s up though, so there's really no choice to head into these side lanes. Instead they're like, well, I guess we'll take some tier 4s. Fast response though, have to be cautious. Don't have BKBs, but they still have Aegis, so there's nothing really bullying them out here. They have the damage from the Deso. They really just want to finish this.
They're done.
Keep them zoned out.
Just keep on hitting them. Why not? Time lapse out.
That's a big cooldown though.
Yeah. They might think about backing out now. Oh, wait, they got the defusal down onto Aloha. In some trouble. The Omni Slash on the backline is able to find it. Misha, nice turnaround with the stun, the vacuum into the crush. Nice able to jump away there by Yoku, but Afterlife is going to get chased down now. There is going to be another grave from Bignum. They find that. Another double kill for ILTW, as it looks like Misha is going to take Afterlife that time. Dies to Yoku, but still 4 left alive, while 4 are dead for Friends. And this might be game.
He's just BKBing.
That's
They
it.
want this, that's it.
That's Friends out at this point, getting knocked out of the tournament. What a way to go. Wowza.
Man, it is not often you see a team go for such an early throw, but just feeling so strong. That group up with that OD, I really like their draft this game. I do think it was stronger than the first one, although they managed to win that game as well. This time it didn't really rely on those big mistakes from Friends. They enabled themselves to just use that Darkseer very, very well. I think he played exceptionally through both games on Hakan. A very worthy early pick in the draft for them. Always pressuring lanes, just giving them so much information. You know, before you smoke, throw out some mine shells. You got to figure out, if no one's there to defend, then you can start figuring out where they are around the map. It doesn't really give away exactly what you're up to either, because you can just always be lurking behind them too. And it puts this almost like Nyx-like threat in some ways up against Friends, where they didn't seem like they were quite sure as to what was going on. They just see this like Centaur running around. And they're like, okay, they smoked time on it this time. Are they behind me? I have to stampede away from an Iron-Shelled Centaur when really they're on the opposite end of the map. Felt like they were maybe a little bit into Friends' head that game.
Yeah.
Comanche, again, just really impressive stuff. I hope people start to look at this team.
I would completely agree. And they've got a big test tomorrow. So we could talk a little bit about the final round of games in the group stage of these qualifiers. Already F.R.I.E.N.D.S and Team Empire have moved on. And now for Group A, it's going to be Team Secret versus LQ. And the winner of that is going to go on to face Empire. That match happens tomorrow, as well as Vega against the team that just won this one, Comanche, who are going to be playing tomorrow afterwards as well. So we're going to figure out who all is left in this. A lot of great games so far. To me, Empire have looked incredibly good. F.R.I.E.N.D.S have looked pretty good, although that group I felt like might have been a little bit weak with the exception of Virtus.pro, and obviously they ended up getting knocked out. For Group B, this is where I feel like a lot of I feel like we're going to get our qualifier from Group B, and that might be a little bit of a forward prediction, but that's just my feel of it. And it's Comanche versus Vega in that one. So, Trent, how are you feeling about the two matches that we've got going? Do you believe in Team Spirit, for instance? That's a team that we got a decent look at.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I also do believe in F.R.I.E.D.S, although we only got to see the one game. I thought they played really well.
Yeah.
So, well, sorry, I guess we only got to see the one series. Obviously, their other one was a
17 minutes, right?
Yeah. No, I'm feeling it. I like F.R.I.E.D.S. They are kind of currently my favorites to come out of this one, although not by a very heavy margin. I think all the squads still very much in this one.
Yeah. And just for one last recap for anybody that's just joining us, VP did get knocked out of the tournament today, and these were the heavy favorites. Every single article that everybody ever wrote about the CIS region qualifiers was saying DAC, easy for VP. They ended up getting def losses in both of their series, so they aren't in the tournament. Unable to get that stable internet connection for whatever reason. And now the case is blown wide open. One of these teams who, a lot of them haven't been to a ton of like the bigger events yet, are going to go to this, tier 1 event. It's really exciting stuff. Trent, any final words before we sign off for today?
Oh, no. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to go enjoy the European qualifiers as well, as those are still going on the BTS main channel, as we try and decide who gets to head to Shanghai. Big old DAC, who's going to lift the Radiance. Take me away. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow, right?
It is tomorrow, absolutely.
Am I going to be there?
You are going to be there. Trent's going to be there.
Sick. All right.
Everybody, make sure to follow this man at Trent Pax, as well as myself, if you want, at Lyrical Dota. But make sure you keep on following the tournament at DAC. That's actually not what it is at all, but make sure to keep following the tournament. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. See you then.